Hey guys, how's it going? Payne here once again, and welcome back to another episode of my Manchester United career on FIFA 14. Hope everyone had a fantastic Easter break. I know I did. So anyway, I wake up to the news that David Moyes has been sacked with immediate effect from Manchester United. He will no longer be sat in that dugout at Old Trafford, and I'm sure the banner calling David Moyes the chosen one will be stripped down from the Stretford end, and just confirmed as well, Ryan Giggs will be taking his place as the interim manager at Manchester United. It certainly is a lot to take in here on this Tuesday morning. Grey skies all around England. It's also raining as well, which doesn't help matters. So depressing, and it certainly wasn't the news that I wanted to wake up to, seeing that David Moyes has been sacked with immediate effect. As you guys know, if you've been following this series, if you've been following me on this channel, or even on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, I have been a David Moyes support from the start, and have been to the very end. Now, just going off the trail slightly of Moyes being sacked, one thing that has slightly annoyed me throughout the whole of this season is that there are fans that stop supporting Moyes maybe the weekend just gone because we lost against Everton, or maybe a couple of weeks ago, or maybe even months ago. In my opinion, those fans don't have the right to call themselves Manchester United fans, because if they were so loyal to the club that they want to see us back to winning ways and everything, they would have got behind David Moyes all the way up until the end. Yes, it's been incredibly hard seeing the team lose here and there and drop so many points, and we'll probably end 7th now in the league table. But there's got to be room for consistency with the manager being there, implementing his ideas and everything into the team and getting to know the players. By falling into this trap now of changing managers and becoming like some sort of Mickey Mouse club, you know, just in and out managers here and there, dotting them all over the place. You know, players aren't really going to be able to settle. They're not going to be able to get into a routine, because with every manager they're going to have different ideas with what they want to do and what direction they want to take the club in. But there's no point getting into all that now, because it's happened. David Moyes is gone as Manchester United manager. He will not be returning. So yesterday, anyway, Monday, hearing about all these rumours on Twitter, on Daily Mail, there was something that was mentioned in an article that David Moyes had been showing Man United players DVDs of what he did at Everton with their players. Now, when I heard that, I was like, oh, no, that is a big no. I understand that he wanted to share these ideas with the players and he wanted to implement them in some way with Manchester United, using something that he was used to. Simple as that. Of course, it's going to have an effect on morale. I mean, in their team talks, which they have like on a Monday morning, things like that, Carrington, the players are going to be sat there and they're going to be thinking to themselves, oh, we're at Manchester United, we're at the biggest club in the world, and you're trying to turn us into Everton, who are way smaller. Nothing against Everton, but they're way smaller than Manchester United, you know, so why are we trying to do that? What is going on here? So there's going to be questions raised, and of course players will probably be talking behind the manager's back, maybe texting each other. It just goes on, and that kind of brings me to what I want to talk about next. Got so much to talk about. Might have to do a part 2 if I can't fit it all into this video. So anyway, as we know, last July, as Moyes received that phone call from Fergie saying that he was going to be taking over, Moyes, you're the man for the job and everything, Moyes decided to take it upon himself to get rid of Mullenstein and Phelan. I was talking about this yesterday on Twitter and Facebook, that if I was in Moyes' position there, I would have said, you know what, Steve Round and Jimmy Lundstrom, I think it is, you stay here at Everton. You're doing a cracking job. Get on with it. Roll up your sleeves, you know. Just basically stay here at Everton. I'm going to go over to Manchester United. I'm going to go work with Mullenstein, Phelan and the rest of the backroom staff. Get to know them and maybe share ideas and hopefully have a successful career. And I think getting rid of Mullenstein and Phelan was a massive mistake. They were Manchester United men. They knew the team, the club inside out. But I do think that if those two had have stayed, Moyes would have been a lot more successful at the club. But no, Moyes, he had to bring in Steve Round and Lumsden. It doesn't really matter, does it? Because those two have gone as well, along with David Moyes out the back door at Manchester United. So I'm hoping now we can kind of get a positive from this sacking of David Moyes, and that is reinstate Phelan and Mullenstein. I suppose that kind of decision will probably be made now at the end of the season. Get all of the games out of the way that are remaining. Fingers crossed Giggs does a good job. I think having Ryan Giggs as manager, it's an appealing thought. I think he could possibly do well. Obviously, he knows all the players. He's a teammate, he's a friend, and most importantly, he is a Manchester United man. I was asked a question yesterday on Facebook and Twitter who I would like to see as the next permanent Manchester United manager. My answer was, and to be perfectly honest, I'm really not sure. I'm not sure who I would like to see take charge after David Moyes. It's just the initial shock of Moyes being sacked. I thought we were going to see him for at least another season in charge. Be evaluated then, see what he would do in the summer with transfers and so on, and just see if he would be any better next season. And obviously the board didn't think so. So there's Klopp, there's Van Gaal, the leading favourites to be the next Manchester United manager, permanent manager that is. And of course the bookies we're going to add Sir Alex Ferguson to that list. I personally don't see that happening. Of course not. The man's retired. He won't be making a return anytime soon. You know, he just wants to get on with life. He wants to be just a spectator now that turns up to the games week in, week out. Simple as that. So I still stand unsure about the whole situation, who I want to see as the next Man United manager. There's loads of people out there with their definite answer. They want to see Klopp take up the hot seat at United. They want to see Van Gaal. The next manager should be younger. Kind of what Liverpool did with Brendan Rodgers. You know, someone that's got... And this is what Anthony said on Facebook the other day. That it needs to be young. They need to have fire in their belly. They need to have that passion, that drive to be successful at the club. That's what we need. It's definitely what we need. And I think that could definitely go in our favour at Manchester United. So maybe I find myself tilting towards Klopp. And if he does take up the hot seat, if he does, he will be the first foreign manager to take charge at Manchester United. It'll be interesting to see him there. I would obviously get behind him, but just like David Moyes, he will probably bring some of his work colleagues from Dortmund to take up that assistant manager role. And so we probably won't even see the reinstatement of Mullenstein and Phelan, as much as I would love to see that happen, as much as it needs to happen in my opinion. There's just something in me that doesn't think that it will happen, that we'll see those two on the touchline again at Old Trafford. So that's that anyway. David Moyes sacked by Manchester United. There was no confidence at the end of the day, and you know, we just have to move on as fans. You know, we can't do anything else apart from chat about it on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube or wherever. There's nothing we can do. It's all in the hands of the decision makers, the board. So with all this negative attention that the club are receiving with the media and all the little fans coming out from underneath their rock from the other teams thinking that it's hilarious, we have to dig deep as United fans to find that positive and to believe that it is kind of an exciting time, because that question is always looming. What is next for Manchester United? The biggest club in the world, the most successful team in England, my belief is that Manchester United will never die. Anyway guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed listening to my thoughts. I'll see you all very soon.